Is this the moment Newcastle finally strike gold in the transfer market? Or just another false dawn? With Alexander Isak potentially on his way out and Manchester United circling, the Magpies need a miracle. Enter Benjamin Sesko, the Slovenian sensation who could change everything. Let's dive into what's really happening at St. James Park. What's up, Toon Army? Welcome back to NUFC Quick News. I've got some absolutely massive transfer news that could define our entire season. Are you ready? Right, Toon Army, let's get straight into it, because this Benjamin Sesko situation is absolutely massive, and the timing couldn't be more critical. With Alexander Isak reportedly wanting to explore his options, and Liverpool circling with potential 150 minutos bids. We're in desperate need of attacking reinforcements. And here's where things get really interesting. Fabrizio Romano is teasing that Newcastle are expected to go big for Benjamin Sesko this week. Benjamin Sesko, the 22-year-old Slovenian striker, who's been phenomenal at RB Leipzig with 18 goals in his first season and a current market value of $70 million, is apparently choosing between Newcastle United and Manchester United. Yes, you heard that right. We're going toe-to-toe with the Red Devils. And for once, sources are saying we're actually ahead in the race. What makes this even more exciting is that Sesko has a variable release clause that starts at around 60 million, but could rise to 80 million based on appearances and performance metrics. Currently, it's sitting at about 75 millimeters, roughly 62 kilometers. That's a massive signing for us. But it's not the astronomical fees we've been quoted for other targets. According to the Telegraph and sources close to the negotiations, Newcastle United are currently more likely to sign Sesko than Manchester United. Let that sink in for a moment. More likely than United. That's not something we've been able to say very often in recent years, is it? Now here's the crucial difference that could work in our favour. Sesko isn't Manchester United's first choice. Ruben Amorim's side are also chasing Ollie Watkins, which means their focus is split. But for us, this lad is our number one target. He's the player Eddie Howe has identified as the perfect potential replacement or partner for Alexander Isak. And that level of focus could be exactly what tips the scales in our favour. Have you been following Sesko's incredible rise? The kid is an absolute machine, standing at 6'5". But with the pace of a winger, he's already proven himself in the Bundesliga, with 18 goals in his debut season. He extended his Leipzig contract until 2029 just last summer, turning down approaches from Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United, and AC Milan. That shows he's not someone who jumps at the first opportunity. He makes calculated decisions. But here's where the situation gets really interesting. And this is the part that's got me both excited and absolutely terrified at the same time. The urgency around this deal isn't just about beating Manchester United to the punch. There's something much bigger at play here, and it's all connected to our current striker situation, with Liverpool reportedly agreeing personal terms with Alexander Isak on a 5-year deal worth around $300,000 per week, and preparing record-breaking bids of up to 150 million. We're potentially facing the departure of our star striker. Sky Sports reported that Isak has told the club he wants to explore his options this summer, and he wasn't included in our pre-season tour to Asia. See? The moment, and I mean the exact moment, we potentially lose Isak. Every single player we target is going to become more expensive. It's like putting a giant neon sign above St. James's Park that says, "We've got money and we're desperate." Every club in Europe will know we've got cash, burning a hole in our pocket from the Isak sale, and they'll adjust their prices accordingly. But here's the smart play that shows our recruitment has evolved. Rather than scrambling after losing our star striker, we're being proactive. Getting Sesko secured now, at his current release clause valuation, makes perfect financial sense. We were prepared to make similar bold moves in previous windows, and this shows we've learned from past experiences. Are you starting to see the bigger picture here? This isn't just about signing Sesko. It's about proving that Newcastle United can compete with the biggest clubs in Europe for the most sought-after talents, even when facing potential departures. And there's always a but with Newcastle, isn't there? Speed is absolutely crucial here. And let's be honest, speed isn't exactly something you'd associate with our recruitment team. However, Romano's latest update suggests we're finally ready to act decisively. When he says Newcastle are going big for Sesko this week, that suggests the club hierarchy has given the green light for a major move. Recent reports suggest both Newcastle and Manchester United have presented offers to Sesko's camp. The player has reportedly decided he wants to leave Leipzig this summer, preferring a Premier League move over potentially becoming Harry Kane's backup at Bayern Munich. That's huge for us. He actively wants the Premier League challenge. If you're a Newcastle fan watching this, what's your biggest fear about this transfer? Is it that we'll mess up the negotiations? Or that another club will come in with a better offer at the last second? This is where Eddie Howe's influence becomes absolutely massive. Players want to work with him. They see what he's done with players like Bruno Guimaraes and Anthony Gordon, and they want to be part of that project. Sesko will have watched our Champions League campaign, seen the atmosphere at St. James's Park, and felt that connection between the team and the supporters that you just can't replicate anywhere else. The fact that we've been tracking Sesko since 2022 tells you everything about the club's long-term planning. This isn't a panic buy or a last-minute scramble. We've been watching this lad develop. We know exactly what he can bring to the team, and we've been positioning ourselves for this moment for over 2 years. Remember when we signed players that no one had ever heard of, hoping they might come good? Now we're competing with Manchester United for one of Europe's most promising strikers. That transformation didn't happen overnight, but it's absolutely real, and it's happening right in front of our eyes. What excites me most about the possibility of signing Sesko isn't just his individual quality, though that's obviously massive. It's what it represents for the club's ambition. It sends a message to every player in world football that Newcastle United are serious about competing at the highest level. But let's not forget the human element here. Sesko is 22 years old, making one of the biggest decisions of his career. He could choose the comfort and prestige of Manchester United, or he could choose the project, the passion, and the potential of Newcastle United. Which do you think appeals more to a young, hungry striker looking to make his mark in the Premier League? If we pull this off, and I genuinely think we can, it changes everything. It proves that our summer of disappointments was just a blip, that we can compete with anyone when we really want a player, and that the future of this football club is as bright as we've all been hoping. The next few days are going to be absolutely crucial. This is where legends are made, where transfer windows are defined, and where Newcastle United either announce themselves as genuine players in the global market or add another name to the list of what could have been. Toonami, this is it. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. After all the near misses, all the disappointment, all the what ifs, we finally have a real chance to land a world-class talent who could define our next chapter. Smash that like button if you're buzzing about the possibility of Benjamin Sesko in a Newcastle shirt, and hit subscribe to never miss a Toon update. I'll be tracking every single development in this story, and trust me, you don't want to miss what happens next. Until next time, stay proud, stay loud, and always keep the faith. Away the lads.